Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel today. This is going to be your weekly reading for December 25th through the 31st for my lovely Leos. Let's go ahead and get started. For Monday, the 25th, we're starting off with the Five of Swords here for you Leos. I think another sign got this for their Monday reading as well too. The Five of Swords indicates that you might be feeling a little bit defensive on Monday about something, or that you might kind of feel like the odd duck out a little bit. You can see that there's one sword here against like four. So for some of you, especially with this being a holiday, you might be feeling a little bit of pressure, especially to kind of defend yourself against something going on. Just try to keep that in mind for Monday. Tuesday here, we have the Three of Swords. So we move Monday from the Five of Swords to Tuesday with the Three of Swords here. Tuesday the 26th is actually a full moon in the sign of Cancer here. So Leo, you might be feeling a little bit of strain or heartache, especially on that Tuesday here. I feel like this Three of Swords here, don't feel like this is going to be something happening. I actually feel like this is in relation to something from your past. That's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. I think it's more that you're processing some painful memories or, you know, kind of going through some things on your Tuesday here that bring up a little bit of pain from your past. All right, Wednesday we have that Six of Cups in reverse. So Wednesday here, there's a little bit of discontent. Kind of feeling a bit neglected or left out at this point. This is going to be the week after holidays, Christmas time, or, whatever holiday you celebrate with your family during this time of year. There's a lot that's happening. Now, I do feel like this kind of confirms what we were saying before here about the Three of Swords being you processing pain from the past. This has to deal with your emotions, your ability to see things through a clear lens as opposed to with the lens of your childhood here. Sometimes we have these like idealized notions of things that when we go back and we take a look at it, we realize that not everything was kind of as it seems. And so that's kind of really what I'm getting here with this Six of Cups in reverse, is that you're processing all of this painful stuff from your past, and you're kind of starting to see that not everything is as it seems here. Moving on to Thursday, you have Justice here. So I definitely feel like this is, further progressing along, that you are making sure that you're dealing with things fairly, that you are giving things the proper attention that they need. Justice specifically, I feel like this is you evaluating your past, these like painful experiences. I feel like this is you going through and making sure that you're not idealizing, but when we tend to evaluate things from our past, we can kind of tell ourselves these stories. We can tell ourselves these things that may or may not be true, putting more emphasis on things. I feel like this is you really going back through and making sure that when you think about these experiences and when you're processing them, that you're really giving them the fair weight that they deserve. Maybe when you're going back and you're reevaluating these things, you realize that things weren't as clear-cut as you had thought them to be. So I feel like this is you really getting down to the nitty-gritty truth of what it is that actually happened without putting these negative intentions behind another person's actions. Because, when it gets down to it, we're the only ones who know what our true intentions behind an action are, and we can guess what another's intentions are, but we'll never truly know without asking and receiving the truth. Moving on to Friday, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, so my lovely, beautiful Leos, normally with this card in the upright, this is a card in the upright that I really associate with Leos, specifically because this card in the upright is very much like a working your magic, living in your confidence, living in your truth. And so I feel like with this showing up in the reverse on Friday here, I feel like some of you guys may be feeling disconnected from your true image of yourself. Evaluating all of these experiences may leave you kind of questioning where it is that you stand with yourself. So Leos, I really feel for you here. I feel like this is very much you with a lost confidence here. Just understand that at any point, you can change the script and you can do things to, try to build that back up for yourself. Friday, we move on to the Seven of Swords. So this one's really interesting to me here we have a lot of swords energy. We moved from 3, or we started with 5, then to 3, and now we're here with 7 of swords. So Leo, this tells me here that you are a lot in your head with what is going on in this situation. A lot of this mental game that you're playing, there's a lot of mental unclarity. Unclarity is not a word. Maybe that's not the right way to say it. But I really feel like you are kind of in this mental space where you're really just trying to reevaluate your past actions. I feel like a lot of this for you is happening in the past. This isn't something that is currently going on. I feel like this is really you looking back and trying to figure out what it is that is going on. And this specifically, I feel like, is you evaluating your next step of the process. In your case specifically, I wouldn't say this is normally what happens with this card, but right now I'm just kind of being drawn to these like 2 swords in the back on the ground here. And then obviously you can see, trying to get my light not shining on it. Let's see. You can see there's these other swords, some lying hilt up, some lying point up here. And I feel like that really represents, you know, that moving forward is not necessarily a black and white process, and that there are different actions to take where we can either grab these swords by the hilt and take up our power and take up our, you know, our agency again. Or with some of these being point up, I feel like that also indicates that, you know, there's a potential here for you to end up some self-sabotage to happen here. I really feel like you gotta connect with your purpose, your power, your confidence. Now that we have, you know, things in the past weighed together, we gotta start looking towards the future. I especially feel like with the, you know, self-sabotage here, that you taking the time to actually evaluate these past situations kind of makes it more clear to you where the opportunity is for self-sabotage. And if you're aware of it before it happens, you're a little bit less, hopefully you're a little bit less likely to self-sabotage. That's my hope for you. All right, lastly, last day of the year, December 31st, Leos, you got the 7 of Wands in reverse. I think that we can get caught up too much in what is good and what is bad. It's all based on what you make of it. And yes, there are some moments in life where they don't necessarily give us what it is that we want exactly, but they're all still important parts of the process. And so, Leo, this here for you is an important part of the process. This is the 7 of Wands in reverse. So December 31st, I feel like this is you really evaluating your boundaries and where you stand with people. You spent a lot of time reevaluating your relationships with people, reevaluating your past interactions with these people, and giving things their proper merit and figuring out where it is that you stand within all of that. And so this card here, I feel like is you needing to get clear on where it is that you stand with your boundaries. Because in the upright, this person is, you know, someone that is defending. You see they have their wand here in their hand in a defensive position with these other 6 wands here coming up against them. In the upright, this card is about, you know, defending your position, putting your line in the sand and letting people know that this is where I am, you know, this is what I believe, and that I'm not going to allow people to cross this line with me. This is very clear boundaries. And so I feel like 7 of Wands in reverse, Leo, is reminding you to evaluate your boundaries for the upcoming year. Really get into that process of figuring out where certain people stand in your life. Anyway, Leo, thank you for being here at the channel today. Overall, I'd say, you know, self-evaluation before starting a new year is a really good place to end up. So anyway, thank you for being here today and have a happy new year.